Chapter 1. The Invisible Leash. Reclaiming your attention from the digital tide. Welcome. You've taken a powerful first step just by pressing play. You're not just looking for tips on how to manage time. You're looking to reclaim your life from the endless, demanding current of digital distraction. Think for a moment about your smartphone. It's an incredible tool, a portal to all the world's information, communication, and connection. Yet, for many of us, it has become something more sinister, an invisible leash. It pulls at our attention, dictates our pauses, and ultimately fragments our focus into tiny, unproductive pieces. Every ding, every vibration, every tempting icon is an expertly engineered cue designed to interrupt your flow. The problem isn't a lack of time. It's a crisis of attention. You can have 24 hours in a day, but if those hours are spent constantly toggling between tasks, notifications, and social feeds, you never truly get anything done. You live in a state of shallow work, exhausting yourself without achieving meaningful progress. This isn't just about wasted minutes. It's about lost momentum, diminished creativity, and a constant, low-level anxiety that comes from never feeling fully present. For years, time management was about paper calendars and to-do lists. Today, it's about attention management. The most valuable skill in the 21st century is not speed, but the ability to focus deeply on one thing until it is complete. This audiobook is your 7-day reset, designed to sever that invisible leash and give you back control of your most precious resource, your uninterrupted focus. The myth of digital multitasking. Many people believe they can effectively juggle emails, check social media, and complete a complex task all at once. This is a myth. Scientific research is clear. The human brain cannot genuinely multitask. What we call multitasking is actually task switching. Every time you switch your attention, from writing a report to checking an Instagram story, and then back to the report, your brain pays a hefty switch cost. It takes several minutes for your mind to fully re-engage with the original task, find its place, and reach a state of true focus. Over the course of a day, these switch costs don't just accumulate. They decimate your deep work capacity. You feel busy, but you're not productive. This constant switching is fueled by the architecture of our devices. Social media apps, news feeds, and games are all built on what's called intermittent reinforcement, the psychological mechanism that keeps slot machine players pulling the lever. You get a dopamine hit of pleasure or information sometimes, but you don't know when, so you keep checking, pulling, and scrolling. We are not weak-willed. We are up against some of the best minds in behavioral psychology, whose job is to keep us glued to the screen. To win, we must be intentional and strategic. Step 1. Conduct an attention audit. The first step in any successful reset is to measure the current reality. You can't fix a problem you haven't fully identified. This is your attention audit, and it's vital for understanding the true cost of your digital habits. For the next 24 hours, you are going to become a data scientist of your own time. You need to answer one critical question. Where, specifically, is my attention bleeding out? Most modern smartphones have built-in screen time tracking tools, such as the Screen Time feature on iOS or Digital Well-being on Android. This data is your most honest metric. Here is your audit checklist. Total screen time. Note the total hours you spent looking at your screen yesterday. Don't judge the number, just record it. Top 3 distraction apps. Identify the 3 non-work, non-essential applications that consume the majority of your time, e.g., specific social media, video streaming, or news apps? Be specific. Pickup count. How many times did you pick up and unlock your phone? This number is often shocking. Every pickup is a break in focus. First and last app. What is the very first app you check in the morning and the very last one you look at before bed? These apps are framing your mindset for the entire day and night. Peak interruption times. When are you most likely to be interrupted by your phone, and what are you usually doing? E.g., during my most critical work hour, or while eating dinner with my family. The goal of the attention audit is not to shame you. It is to give you a powerful moment of realization. You will see, in undeniable data, the amount of time and mental energy being silently stolen from your life. This data creates the necessary leverage for change. The commitment. Moving from reaction to intention. The challenge is this. We live in a reactive state. We react to every notification, every email, and every instant message. To master your time, you must move to an intentional state. You must decide when and how you will engage with your device, instead of letting your device decide for you. For the rest of this audiobook, we will build a strategic defense against digital temptation. We will restructure your environment, retrain your mind, and rebuild your routines. Tomorrow, in Chapter 2, we will start the real work by surgically removing the triggers, deactivating, reorganizing, and weaponizing your home screen to turn your device from a constant distractor into a purposeful tool. Chapter 2, The Digital Declutter, Weaponizing Your Home Screen. Word count, 1,000 words. In Chapter 1, you identified the invisible leash, the 3 apps in the pickup count that are secretly stealing your time. Today is the day we start cutting those cords. The most powerful way to reclaim your time isn't by relying solely on willpower. It's by changing your environment. When you make the distracting behavior difficult or impossible, your willpower is preserved for actual deep work. Your smartphone's home screen is prime real estate, and for most people, it's a digital billboard for distraction. Our goal is simple: to turn this device from a slot machine that offers intermittent, addictive rewards into a boring, purposeful tool. The Great Notification Cull. Notifications are the single biggest engine of distraction. They are the device manufacturers' and app designers' way of seizing control of your attention, regardless of what you are doing. The rule of essential notifications. If an alert isn't required for your personal safety, immediate childcare, or a job that literally involves responding to urgent alerts, like a doctor or first responder, it must be turned off. Silence social media and news. Every single non-essential app, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all news feeds, and non-critical games, must have its notifications permanently disabled. Go into your device settings right now and silence them. You will discover that the world does not end, and the fear of missing out, FOMO, quickly fades when you realize that very little is genuinely urgent. Email and messaging control. Email notifications should be completely silenced. You will decide when to check your inbox, not the other way around. For text messages and essential work messaging, like Slack or Teams, use your phone's built-in focus or do not disturb feature. Set it up so only calls from a specific list of favorites, your spouse, children, or direct supervisor, can break through. This creates an inner circle of true urgency while keeping everything else silent. App badge erasure. Those little red circles with numbers, app badges, are potent attention magnets. They signal an unfulfilled task and trigger the urge to check. Disable the app badge display for all your distraction apps. When the icon is just a gray square, the temptation to tap it drastically decreases. Restructuring the home screen. The utility-only approach. Your home screen should contain only tools that serve your goals, not apps that feed your dopamine receptors. Step 1. The app audit and deletion. Go through every app on your phone. If you haven't used it in 3 months, delete it. If it is one of the 3 distraction apps you identified in Chapter 1, ask yourself, can I access this on my computer instead? If the answer is yes, delete the mobile app. The slight friction of opening a laptop or logging in on a browser is often enough to break the impulsive habit. If you absolutely cannot delete it, move it to the final page of a folder labeled Entertainment or Low Value. Step 2. The utility dock. On your main home screen and your dock, the bottom bar, only allow the tools you need for essential, intentional action. This typically includes phone for calls, camera, calendar, map, GPS. Step 3. The black and white screen. One of the most powerful tricks used by focus experts is to use the grayscale mode on your smartphone. Digital apps are engineered with vibrant colors, red, blue, and yellow, to capture your attention and make the interface exciting. By switching your phone display to grayscale, usually found in accessibility settings on both iOS and Android, you make the device visually unappealing. Suddenly, there is no psychological reward in seeing the bright red of a news alert or the vibrant blue of a social feed. The phone instantly becomes a boring, functional tool, not a toy. The physical barrier, separation and scheduling. Digital distraction isn't just about what's on the screen. It's about the proximity of the device itself. 1. The 20-foot rule. Never keep your phone within arm's reach while doing focused work. Put it in another room, or at least 20 feet away, on silent mode. If you need it for music or as a work tool, put it on airplane mode so the connectivity, the source of the distraction, is severed. By creating a physical barrier, you introduce a necessary delay between the impulse to check the phone and the act of checking it. That small delay is often all the time you need for your rational brain to interrupt the impulse. 2. The check block schedule. The moment you adopt a reactive mindset, constantly checking whenever a notification arrives, you lose. To shift to an intentional mindset, you must batch your attention. Instead of checking emails and social media 50 times a day, you will now designate 3 short, specific time blocks. Morning check block, 10 a.m., post-deep work session. Midday check block, 1 p.m., after lunch. Evening check block, 4 p.m., before wrapping up your day. During these 15-minute check blocks, you will process all communications. For the rest of the day, those applications don't exist. This habit rebuilds your neural pathways, training your brain to know that distractions are dealt with on schedule, not on demand. This digital declutter is your foundational defensive strategy. By disabling the triggers and restructuring your device, you are building a fortress of focus. Tomorrow, in Chapter 3, we will shift from defense to offense by exploring the powerful mental systems required to sustain this focus, specifically by mastering the art of deep work. Chapter 3. The Deep Work Anchor. Maximizing focused output. Word count, 1,000 words. In the first 2 chapters, we conducted an attention audit and then implemented the digital declutter, removing the constant, shallow pulls on your focus. Now that the noise has been silenced, we move to the offensive strategy, mastering deep work. Deep work is defined as professional activities, performed in a state of distraction-free concentration, that push your cognitive capabilities to their limit. These efforts create new value, improve your skill, and are difficult to replicate. In a world drowning in digital clutter, the ability to perform deep work is the most valuable currency for success. The opposite of deep work is shallow work. Busy work that is non-cognitively demanding, often performed while distracted, and easy to replicate, like sending routine emails, scheduling, or endless scrolling. Shallow work is easy to track and makes you feel productive, but it rarely produces significant, lasting results. The Great Divide: scheduling shallow versus deep. Most people schedule their day by organizing shallow work, meetings, emails, and small tasks, around the edges of their calendar, hoping to squeeze in deep work if they have time. We are going to reverse this entirely. The first rule of deep work: schedule the deep work first. Treat your most cognitively demanding tasks, the ones that move the needle most on your goals, like a crucial appointment that absolutely cannot be moved. Identify your deep task. At the end of your workday, identify the single, most important deep task you will tackle the next morning. This task must require sustained, focused effort and be tied directly to a major goal. Reserve the time. Immediately block out a period of 90 to 120 minutes on your calendar for this task. This time block is non-negotiable. Put your name in the meeting title. Deep work session, your name. Find your ritual. Deep work is a habit, and habits thrive on rituals. A deep work ritual creates a psychological and environmental transition that tells your brain, it is time to focus. Your deep work ritual should include 3 components. The location. Where will you work? It must be a designated space free of clutter and passers-by. If possible, a separate room from where you check email or scroll. The tools. What do you need? Only the tools for the deep task: paper, pen, and the document you are working on. Remove everything else. The start. What is your trigger? This could be putting on noise-canceling headphones, opening a specific focus-enhancing app, like the AnBtask app for planning, or simply turning on a dedicated desk lamp. This trigger signals the start of the deep work session. The power of single tasking. Once in the deep work session, your mission is to practice single tasking. In the age of digital distraction, the ability to do one thing at a time has become a superpower. When you feel the inevitable urge to switch tasks, to check an email, look up a related fact, or quickly message a colleague, you are experiencing the attention residue from the previous task, or the switch cost, demanding that you break focus. The strategy: capture and continue. Instead of switching, employ the capture and continue method. Keep a small notepad next to your work area. When the distracting thought, email urge, or unrelated task pops into your mind, do not engage with it. Instead, write it down quickly on the pad. For example, check supply order, or reply to Jane's email. Immediately return to your deep task. By capturing the thought, you acknowledge it and prevent it from cycling repeatedly in your working memory. You have effectively outsourced that memory obligation to the notepad, allowing your focus to immediately return to the task at hand. You commit to processing that list of shallow tasks only during your next scheduled check block, as outlined in Chapter 2. Working in sprints, the focused interval. Sustaining 90 to 120 minutes of focus requires rhythm. This is where the focused interval technique, similar to Pomodoro but more customizable, comes in. Set the timer. Choose a period of intense focus, 45, 50, or 55 minutes. You must work with full intensity, single tasking during this time. The goal is to finish the task before the timer goes off, not just to survive the time. Take a real break. When the timer goes off, you must take a 5 to 10 minute break. This break is non-digital. Do not check your phone or email. Stand up, stretch, get a glass of water, or step outside. This allows your brain's attentional resources to fully replenish. Checking your phone during this break merely starts a new attention residue cycle, ruining the entire point of the break. Re-engage. Once the break is over, immediately reset the timer and dive back into your deep task. By anchoring your day around 2 or 3 high-quality deep work sprints, you will accomplish more meaningful work than most people achieve in a full 40-hour week of shallow distraction. You are not measuring your effort by the hours spent at your desk, but by the tangible, valuable output created during those intense, focused intervals. This is the difference between simply managing time and truly mastering it. Chapter 4. The Art of the Intentional. No. Setting boundaries to protect your focus. You've audited your distractions, decluttered your devices, and scheduled your deep work sessions. You have built the fortress of focus. Now, you must defend it. The biggest threat to your time mastery isn't your own phone anymore. It's the requests and expectations of other people. These come in the form of unscheduled meetings, instant message demands, non-urgent emails, and unexpected interruptions. These external demands feel urgent, but they rarely contribute to your most important goals. This is where you must master the art of the intentional no. Saying no is not selfish. It is the highest form of self-respect and the critical boundary marker for protecting your time. Every time you say yes to a low-value request, you are implicitly saying no to a high-value task that moves your life forward. The psychology of people-pleasing. Many of us struggle with saying no because we fear conflict. We crave affirmation, or we worry about appearing unhelpful or unfriendly. We fall into the trap of people-pleasing, which is a guaranteed path to professional overload and burnout. To overcome this, you must internalize one simple truth. Your time is your most precious, finite resource. Treating it as infinite is what allows others to consume it carelessly. When a request comes in, the automatic, polite response is often yes. We need to replace that reflexive response with a reflective pause. The reflective pause rule. When asked to take on a new task, attend a meeting, or respond to an unscheduled query, immediately respond with, "Let me check my schedule and get back to you in 30 minutes." This simple line does 3 powerful things. It acknowledges the person without committing you immediately. It creates necessary emotional distance between the request and your decision. It gives you time to ask the critical questions. The 2 filters for every request. During your reflective pause, put the request through these 2 filters. Filter 1, the alignment filter. Is this my job? Does this request directly support my top 3 professional or personal goals? Am I the only person who can realistically do this task? If the answer to both is no, the task should be delegated or rejected. If the task is someone else's responsibility, politely redirect the requester to the correct person. This is not about avoiding work. It's about ensuring you are working on the right work. Filter 2, the time cost filter. What is the true cost? If I say yes to this 30-minute meeting, what 90-minute deep work session must I sacrifice to accommodate it? Always calculate the opportunity cost, what you must give up, before saying yes. Most requests are not worth the sacrifice of a valuable deep work block. 4 ways to say no gracefully. A firm no does not have to be rude or confrontational. It can be delivered politely, respectfully, and effectively. Here are 4 essential scripts. The priority pivot. Use when the request conflicts with your goals. Asterisk, thank you for thinking of me. Right now I am completely focused on completing the major project name to hit the deadline. I can't take this on, but I recommend you reach out to colleague's name. Asterisk, the deferred offer. Use when you want to help, but not right now. That sounds important, but my bandwidth is 0 this week. I can maybe look at this for 30 minutes next Tuesday afternoon. Will that timeline work for you? This puts the delay back on them and protects your current schedule. The no but. Use when you can offer a smaller, defined alternative. I cannot commit to a 60-minute meeting on that topic, as I need to protect my focus time. However, I can send you 3 key bullet points via email by the end of the day. You provide value without giving up your time. The simple boundary. Use for repeat offenders or low-value queries. I am in a deep work period right now. Please save that for our scheduled 1 p.m. check block. Protecting your calendar from meetings. Meetings are a primary enemy of focus. They often involve one person's agenda dominating the time of several people, leading to fragmentation. The strategy. Default to async. Ask for an agenda. Never accept a meeting without a clear, written agenda 24 hours in advance. If there is no agenda, the meeting is often unstructured and wastes time. Challenge the necessity. For every meeting invite you receive, ask, can this be solved with a quick 3-point email instead of a meeting? The power of the standing meeting. If you must meet, make it a standing meeting. Literally stand up. This encourages brevity and focus, as nobody wants to stand around for an hour. End early. Always aim to end meetings 10 minutes before the hour. For example, 2:50 p.m. instead of 3 p.m. This gives everyone a crucial buffer to process the information, prepare for their next task, and use the restroom, preventing them from being late and carrying attention residue into their next activity. By setting these firm boundaries, you are making a powerful statement that your time is valuable. You are training the people around you to respect your focus, which is the final step in truly conquering your calendar. Chapter 5. The Alignment Compass. From Daily Tasks. You have successfully moved past the crisis of digital distraction. You are protecting your focus time and enforcing powerful boundaries. You are now excellent at executing your daily plan. But to truly master your life, your daily tasks must serve a much larger, more meaningful, long-term vision. It's easy to be efficient at the wrong things, to optimize the shallow work, and spend your deep work hours on a project that doesn't actually matter to your future. This chapter is about building the alignment compass, a system that ensures your calendar is a reflection of your deepest values and goals. The problem of busyness versus progress. The biggest mistake people make in time management is equating busyness with progress. You can be busy from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., but if your efforts aren't moving you toward a defined, high-level goal, you are just running on a treadmill. The solution is to link your daily tasks directly to a 1-year outcome. The 1-year outcome. Take a moment to define the single, most important professional or personal goal you want to achieve 1 year from now. This shouldn't be a vague wish. It should be a measurable, ambitious outcome. Vague. I want to be a better leader. Measurable outcome. I will launch a scalable Afghan G app, secure 10,000 active users, and achieve a 4-star rating by October 31st. Once you have your 1-year outcome, ask, what are the 3 to 5 big rocks, the major, multi-month projects, that must be completed to guarantee that outcome? These big rocks are the foundation of your deep work sessions. The weekly planning ritual. Daily planning is essential, but it can quickly derail without a weekly planning ritual. This ritual acts as your bridge between the long-term vision and the short-term reality. Set aside 45 minutes every Sunday night or Monday morning for this ritual. It should be a device-free activity, performed with paper and pen, or in a dedicated productivity tool like the AMB Task app. Your weekly planning checklist. Review the one-year outcome. Look at your major goal. Are the current tasks aligned with it? Identify the weekly focus. Choose the one most critical task for this week that moves your big rocks forward. This is your keystone task. If nothing else gets done, this task must be completed. Schedule the deep work. Based on your keystone task, block out 2 to 3 deep work sprints for the week, 90 to 120 minutes each, into your calendar. These blocks should be immovable appointments. Allocate shallow work. Only after the deep work is scheduled do you find time to fit in the shallow tasks, meetings, and email check blocks defined in Chapter 2. Identify boundary weak spots. Look at your calendar and anticipate where your focus is most likely to be stolen. Pre-write the no scripts you will use to defend those moments, reinforcing the boundary lessons from Chapter 4. The power of this ritual is that you enter the week already knowing what matters most. You are no longer scrambling to react to urgency. You are executing a well-defined strategy. The art of habit stacking. Time mastery is less about massive, dramatic changes and more about small, consistently executed habits. The easiest way to adopt a new habit is through habit stacking, linking a new desired action to an existing, reliable routine. You have already established 2 major anchor habits: the attention audit, Chapter 1, and the check block schedule, Chapter 2. Now, we add more. The power down stack. When I finish my last task of the day, existing habit, I will set my phone to grayscale and move it to the charger in a different room. New habit. This protects your evening and your sleep. The power up stack. When I pour my first cup of coffee in the morning, existing habit, I will review my deep task for the day and set my deep work timer. New habit. This ensures you start the day with focus. Habit stacking removes the need for motivation. The cue for the new behavior is built directly into your routine, making it automatic. Over time, these small shifts build into an unbreakable system of focused productivity. The weekly time review. Your planning ritual must be paired with a candid weekly review. This is where you audit your performance, not your intent. Ask yourself these 4 questions. Did I complete my keystone task? Yes, no. Be honest. Where did I lose focus most often this week? Name the app, the person, or the context. What boundary did I fail to enforce? E.g., I checked my phone 10 times during my deep work sprint. What is the one thing I will tweak next week to improve my focus time? This review is not about guilt. It is about data and refinement. By identifying the cracks in your system, you can continually optimize your process. This is the continuous improvement loop of the Time Master. Chapter 6. The Time Master's Manifesto. Sustaining your focused life. Congratulations. You have completed the 7-day time reset. You have successfully moved from a reactive life dominated by the instant demands of technology to an intentional life anchored by focus, boundaries, and clear purpose. This final chapter is not about introducing new tools. It is your Time Master's Manifesto, a concise summary of the core principles and a strategy for making these powerful changes permanent. Remember, time mastery is not a one-time fix. It is a continuous practice. The 6 pillars of focused productivity. We organize this reset into 6 core pillars. For sustained success, you must commit to reinforcing these pillars daily. Pillar 1. The Attention Audit. Chapter 1. The principle: you cannot manage what you do not measure. The action: regularly review your screen time data. Identify the top 3 distraction apps and track your pickup count. If those numbers start creeping up, it's a red flag signaling a return to the reactive state. Always remember the cost of attention residue. That fragmented focus is worthless. Pillar 2. The Digital Declutter. Chapter 2. The principle. Defense must precede offense. Create an environment that forces focus. The action. Maintain the grayscale display on your smartphone. Keep all non-essential notifications silenced and hide or delete all distracting apps. Your home screen must remain a boring, functional utility dock. Your devices should be used on schedule, not on impulse. Pillar 3. The Deep Work Anchor. Chapter 3. The principle. Value is created in periods of sustained, distraction-free concentration. The action. Implement the capture and continue method. Protect and perform at least 2 deep work sprints, 90 to 120 minutes each, every day. Treat these blocks as non-negotiable appointments, using a simple trigger or ritual to signal the start of deep focus. Pillar 4. The intentional no. Chapter 4. The principle. Every yes to a low-value request is a no to your life's most important work. The action. When an unscheduled request appears, use the reflective pause. Filter all requests through the alignment compass. Does this serve my biggest goals? Master the art of the polite, firm priority pivot to defend your calendar. Pillar 5. The alignment compass. Chapter 5. The principle. Efficiency is meaningless without direction. Your time must serve your vision. The action. Define and commit to your one-year outcome, such as the successful launch of your Afghan-G app. Conduct a weekly planning ritual to identify your keystone task, ensuring your daily efforts directly support your long-term big rocks. Pillar 6. The mindful buffer. This chapter. The principle. Recovery and intentional breaks are not luxuries. They are essential components of high-level performance. The action. Implement mindful buffers throughout your day. The mindful buffer. Rest as a productivity tool. The temptation, once you master deep work, is to try and push through every minute of the day. This leads to burnout. True productivity relies on rhythm, tension, deep work, followed by relaxation, rest. The mindful buffer is a non-digital activity used to reset your brain. The 5-minute brain dump. Before starting work or at the end of a deep work sprint, take 5 minutes to rapidly write down every anxiety, thought, or looming task. Getting them out of your head and onto paper, separate from your AnbiTask app, allows you to temporarily discard them and clear your mental slate. The digital sunset. Commit to a device-free 60 minutes before bed. Replace screen time with analog activities, reading a physical book, journaling, or quiet conversation. This ensures high-quality sleep, which is the ultimate foundation of focus. The transition walk. Use short walks to the kitchen, around the block, or to a different work area to transition between tasks. These breaks decouple your mind from the previous activity, eliminating the switch cost and preparing you for the next one. Your final commitment. Mastering your time and attention is not a quick hack. It is a conscious commitment to living with intentionality. By adopting the principles in this book, you are not just saving a few hours a week. You are saving your capacity for creative thought, meaningful relationships, and lasting achievement. You have all the tools: your detox device, your clear weekly plan, and the power to say no. The digital tide will always be pulling. Your job, as the time master, is to keep your deep work anchor firmly set. Thank you for listening. The reset is complete. Now, the mastery begins.